in a week. Say it proud, no fear at all. Watch your blessings start to call. Every word shapes destiny. Mirror magic, talk to me. Mirror magic, talk to me. Tell me who I'm meant to be. Glow so bright the world can see this. Power rising naturally. Mirror magic, say my name. Every day I'm not the same. Level up, ignite the flame. Manifest it, claim the game. Soft and tone but built to rise. You can see it in my stride. I'm becoming day by day. Everything falls into place. I speak love, I speak peace. Every limit finds release. I speak wealth, I speak grace. Every blessing knows my face. I am beauty, I am fire. Everything I want grows higher. I am chosen, I am free. Watch abundance come to me. I am magic, I am sure. Every blessing feels so pure. I am certain, I believe. What I speak, I will receive. Say I glow, say I grow. Every day I run the show. Say I'm power, say I'm true. Everything lies on you. Say I rise, say I'm free. Who I am was meant to be. Say my name, watch me shine. Mirror magic every time. Mirror magic, talk to me. Tell me who I'm meant to be. Glow so bright the world can see this. Power rising naturally. Mirror magic, say my name. Every day I'm not the same. Level up, ignite the flame. Manifest it, claim the game. Manifest it, claim the game. Manifest it, claim the game. What I see becomes my life. Every word transforms my life. Mirror magic, talk to me. So be
Everything that you see is a reflection of who you are. Inside you are a star, a planet, a nebula, a galaxy, the universe, the multiverse is parallel realities. You're everything. I look inside the mirror and couldn't see myself clearer. Reflections of a god inside my eyes, a winner. I've forgotten who I am. The people don't understand the origin of man is one hell of a story, filled with a lot of pain and lies mixed with the glory. His story written by winners of battles that end up gory. I'm sorry for the pain I've caused with every lifetime. Mother Earth has suffered enough. It's about time we elevated these lands to higher planes of life. Inside a realm of no shadows, only light. Tell me, can you paint this picture? Have you been given the vision of being able to see words embedded in this rhythm? Vibrational structures of tones is all that I envision. Every time I hear a beat inside my mind, I make incisions of my thoughts, cause my thoughts have many levels like inception. I stared into the eyes of darkness and found my reflection. When I look inside my eyes in the mirror, I swear to God I can fly. Too many fears holding me back, tell me why. Feels like life's pulling me in one direction, till I found the strength in me and my reflection. When I look inside my eyes in the mirror, I swear to God I can fly. Too many fears holding me back, tell me why. Feels like life's pulling me in one direction, till I found the strength in me and my reflection. Seems like every day we're challenged to be the best that we can be, but we can't see that we were destined to be free. Free from our minds, free from this money, free of this time, wishing we could stay young. But son, we be dumb, eating food that doesn't align, actually eating poison. Avoiding the truth is ruthless to do this, so I'm doing all that I can to make good music. Fuse it with your sight, now you're charging up like lightning, brightening up your aura. It's frightening at times, but would you rather remain blind to the divine inside your very mind? Lies eyes, a treasure of knowledge. Knowledge for the mindless, killing them all with kindness. Timeless moments, this very moment, homie, I own it. Zone into the tones of life inside my mind, I'm so potent. Don't it look like I'm glowing while flowing through your whole perception? I see the world in my reflection. We got next. When I look inside my eyes in the mirror, I swear to God I can fly. Feels holding me back, tell me why. Feels like life's pulling me in one direction, till I found the strength in me and my reflection. Look inside my eyes in the mirror, I swear to God I can fly. Feels holding me back, tell me why. Feels like life's pulling me in one direction, till I found the strength in me and my reflection. Mirror, mirror, or is it magic mirror? Mandela effect got you a feeling slower than syrup. A lot of hiccups in this reality I see. Even Luke, I am your father, has never came to be. What's going on? I've been searching and searching through the cyber web of life. For these answers be hurting, such a burden to my soul. I need you all to grow. Grow throughout your spirit, you're spiritually immature. Open doors in your mind, dive deep into those waters. Infinite water, never ending, blending with the water. Cause water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friends. Bruce Lee taught me that. Jeet Kune Do inside my flow. I'm bending air with every blow, and now you know how it gon' go when I grab the mic and I flow. Whoa, whoa. You boys ain't ready for cruise. I'm always winning when I rhyme. I ain't a line to lose. Yeah, so choose wisely, highly thinking mighty. I like to see where the beat takes me. It is exciting, passionate. I'm compassionate to all my people. I love every one of you. I told you we are equal. You're just another part of me, said Michael Jackson. Got to empower these children, do it with a passion. Cause these kids deserve the best. Give them love and affection. It all starts with your perception of your reflection in your heart. My eyes in the mirror, I swear to God I can fly. Too many fears holding me back, tell me why. Feels like life's pulling me in one direction, till I found the strength in me and my reflection. Look inside my eyes in the mirror, I swear to God I can fly. Too many fears holding me back, tell me why. Feels like life's pulling me in one direction, till I found the strength in me and my reflection. In my reflection, in my reflection, in my reflection.
Yes, you can. Yes, you will. 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 Frequency range. You will. Yes, you will. You will. You will. Today's a new day. You can't be what you were. It's impossible, family. Time to make a new way. Figure out who you are. Become one with your spirit. If you want to escape, get free. Do you love what you see when you look in the mirror? If you don't, it's okay. Cause it's never too late. Raise your frequency. Prepare to be great. Take the key from me and head for the gates. Thankful we can see the better way. Each one teach one lesson the way. Raise your frequency. It's free. I just pray that you see what we see, and that's heaven away. I am the blood. Take this chord to the discord, let's go together today. Time to dig deeper than a seer speaker. We were sleeping, we did it that way. We would never throw that shovel away. As above, so below is due way. Having love for the folks in the grave, went to bat for us so we can know how to play. Dream bigger, shout out MLK, we gon' get there together, I promise you it. Yes you can, yes you will. 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 Frequency range, you will. Yes you will. You will. You will. Frequency range, frequency
Came out the portal, immortal into a human body. I've been existing way before the earth had Anunnakis. Intergalactical battles, intergalactical travels, infinitely going through stars. The universe will unravel all of its secrets. Peep it, I'm starting to leak it. Time for truth is coming. 100, it's time to seek it. Expanding my perception through the spectrum of light. I'm going in with spectrum and the shit's out of sight. We indigo children, yeah, we building frequencies through the ceiling. Penetrating through reality, a marvelous feeling. Regardless, we're healing these humans that be claiming we demonic. The resonance goes over their heads, we super cosmic. Your logic is ignorance mixed with fear in your thinking. My pineal gland is flooding, son, that shit don't be blinking. Sinking into your subconscious like a song with no words. The way I come up with these symbols of letters is absurd. Hey yo, my rhymes are like angelic beings. The shit is freeing, so pure that if you were born blind, I'll have you seeing. Breathing in a multi-dimensional light so captivating. Double helix is nonsense, so what I'm activating. Feel the power from within, seeping right through my skin. From the earth into my feet as it goes up to my chin. It got me grinning, rotation like spirals, my music spinning. I told you that I don't be playing, still I'm always winning. Fibonacci to the haters, curve them right to the side. They don't understand the energy, it comes from inside. So inside is what I master, used to be a disaster. Now I'm gladly elevating to a whole new chapter. Yeah, I'm giving birth to a whole new style. I incarnated through New York, yeah, I rep Long Island. Don't get it twisted though, I'm truly repping this earth. I came to free all these humans and show you all what you're worth. Immortal. Yeah, raising your frequencies one soul at a time. As I pass this mic to my boy Spectrum, yo Spectrum, light that up, kid.
They tried to tell me I'm mortal, I told them I was immortal. They asked me what makes me different, I asked them what makes you normal. I just followed my morals and I unfollowed the formal. Hopped on a track with crews, now we straight cruising through portals. I download the Metatron, I'm reversing it till I'm dead and gone. If you think I'm dope, then you said it wrong. Not trying to flex, but I'm hella strong. Mine did things you never seen. When I say mine, you know what I mean. I'm the most when I'm in my mode, and y'all average is like the mean. I really didn't mean to go intervene. I'm the middleman, chilling in between. You should do the math, we ain't keeping score. But I just hit a 3.14. I cook it up, make it look easy as pie. I'm moving in silence and seeing the sign. I am the G. If you remove me, all you gon' see is your sins. This is a big game of six. The simulation is breaking again. I'm taking control, creating my soul. And if the truth fits, I'm breaking it in. Breaking it. All I really know is that I'll never know. I've been here for forever, don't know when to go. I think that indicates that I'm an indigo. In that case, I'm in the go. Green light, my heart, chakra booming. Solar plexus, Lexus zooming. You assuming that I'm human. I'm just being what you doing. I've been teaching teachers frequently. It's apparent I'm a parent when it comes to raising frequencies. The way I'm living life, I haven't rest in peace recently. Immortal with my technique, but my ego dying easily. Death is teasing me by leaving me with DMT. Now it seems to me that everything I see is seeing me. Life is just an infinite circle with a twist. I used to wanna be like them, now they do not exist.
Immortal.
We are spreading the word about an energy vigil dedicated to the betterment of melanin-dominant people worldwide. It is called Melanin Emerging Collective Consciousness Alignment. As you know, there are groups across the world that pray and meditate for global peace and love. Though this has benefited the world, it is obvious that more is needed to dissolve the systematic and individual oppression of melanin-dominant people worldwide. Our collective is transmitting frequencies right now. Each week, a different melanin-dominant group is accountable for generating and holding the frequency. We began transmitting on Fall Equinox 2019. To find out more or get involved in this movement, check out our website at www.melaninfrequency.org.
Welcome in, everyone. I hope I am being heard. We are on and welcome into Melanin Frequency Vigil and also the 52 Acts of Unity. So if you all could just indicate you are hearing my voice at the moment. Thank you for that. And Yeah, we've been transmitting since the full equinox of 2019. And we are in the year of divine unity. Okay. Um, all right. So then I'm going to continue on. I hope I'm being heard though. So we do join each and every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And with that, we're going to read this and continue on. Give thanks. So, in the year of divine unity, we embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. We embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. And in the year of divine unity, we embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. Oh, so thank you so much. I appreciate it. I just mine may have been a little bit delayed, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. However, I am Star. I'm Kin 122, the White Overtone Wind. I am one of the priestess initiates of the Mimic Priesthood, and I am your host this evening for Melanin Frequency Vigil. And with that, I empower in order to communicate, commanding breath. I seal the input of spirit with the overtone tone of radiance. I am guided by the power of heart. Ashe. So you are with me this evening until we introduce HP. So yeah, with Mimic Melanated Immortals making evolutionary changes. Our mission is to shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population and establish an everlasting legacy of divine frequency beings with immortal health and immortal wealth through the application and remembrance of cosmic knowledge. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe-O. So we are all ready in the Blue Monkey Wave spell, and we are currently on Kin 138. So this is the White Galactic Mirror. So I'm going to read this 3 times, and please join me as I do so. The first time I'm going to say I, second you, third collectively as we. I harmonize in order to reflect, modeling order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by this power of spirit. You harmonize in order to reflect, modeling order. You seal the matrix of endlessness with the galactic tone of integrity. You are guided by the power of spirit. We harmonize in order to reflect, modeling order. We seal the matrix of endlessness with the galactic tone of integrity. We are guided by the power of spirit. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe-O. So with Kin 138, the guide is Kin 242, and that is the White Galactic Wind. You know who that is guiding us in this plasma. And then we have over to the left-hand side is Kin 8, which is the Yellow Galactic Star. That is the mental body. The emotional body for Kin 138 is Kin 123, and that is the Blue Rhythmic Night. And then to the right is the physical body, which is Kin 21, and that's the Red Galactic Dragon. So all collectively, that is Kin 138, the White Galactic Mirror. And that is what we are on. So with that, we are going to jump into these announcements, and you'll see it. The slides go through quite a few times, and just take note of anything that you're interested in. Maybe take a screenshot, and also, you can reach out to us with any of the emails and the website, of course, melanatedimmortals.com, and get all the information that you do need in regards to just the slides here. So we're going to get into that, and hopefully you have all your settings cleared and checked and put your do not disturb on. So we are in this session for the next few moments. So I'm going to start up the announcements and I'll be right back.
Daily awake, I am today. Daily acknowledges the act of God empowering me to breathe. Alive I am today represents more time to live, move, and have my being. Amazing I am shows the wonders of light shining on my face. Healed from afflictions, distractions, and manipulations of this world. Strong I am today as the sun shines, wind blows and rain falls, reminding me to stand each test time. Wise as I am today to see the truth at face value and walk with confidence, knowing.
Heptats of weed, daily supplies. 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 Daily supplies. It's the way that the love flows. Heptats of weed. Heptats of weed. Heptats of weed. It's the way that the blood flows. Heptats of weed. Heptats of weed. Daily plasma.
Daily awake, I am today. Daily acknowledges the act of God empowering me to breathe. Alive I am today represents more time to live, move, and have my being. Amazing I am shows the wonders of light shining on my face. Healed from afflictions, distractions, and manipulations of this world. Strong I am today as the sun shines, wind blows and rain falls, reminding me to stand each test time. Wise as I am today to see the truth at face value and walk with confidence, knowing.
Heptats of weed, daily supplies.
Okay, so that was all the announcements. Man, so much. I just kept seeing HP. I'm like, so somebody you should be hanging out with HP on one of these events, one of these sessions. Yeah, so much going on. Definitely tap into anything that you are available and are interested in. So that is all the announcements we had for right now. So we do have the 52 Acts of Unity manual, and that is still available as we go through the Acts of Unity. And it is only $33. And then all the information is here. If you have not already gotten it, it is an ebook. So you could grab it and get it right away. So yeah, this is the 52 Acts of Unity manual, and it's going through all of them. So that is available for you. And with that said, we are going to bring up HP, visionary leader, spiritual guide, um, powerful goddess, of course. So I'm going to let her bring on in the melanin frequency, the acts of unity, and just well, I've been hanging with her all plasma. So I guess I can share her with you this evening and let her do her thing. So with that, I'm going to yield the mic.
The high priestess of mimic who pulled me in. The high priestess of mimic who pulled me in. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness. Amen. The high priestess of mimic who pulled me in. Amen. Amen. The high priestess of mimic who pulled me in. Amen. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness.
All right, all right. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Am I being heard? All right. I think I am. I think I am. So welcome, welcome, welcome again to the Melanin Frequency Vigil. And we are going through our acts of unity, as you have heard. Thank you so much, Ken 122 Star. She's in the house being our hostess here this evening. And just very excited about her. You know, you hear that melodious voice, you know, she all smooth and everything, you know, that's how they do it. But she overtone, she just, you know, she smooth with it though, right? She said that's how the overtones be doing it, right? So definitely excited to have her here. Also shout out to Princess Moot, my Atne for Habibala, right? For all of this beauty that we see here with these slides and oh man, just wonderful, 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 and keeping the order in the house. So definitely appreciate her and all of you for coming through. I know on this plasma, we have a lot going on. We've been going since this dawning, 9 a.m. If you're in the 13 tones, then 10:30 synchronistic human, then 6 o'clock, and then we not finished, right? It ain't over, right? 9 p.m. We have our core chants. We're closing those out. So just, you know, hey, you just keep it going. So I'm gonna be hype all day. I don't know, I'm gonna be running around all night trying to get to sleep after all of this. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. If you all can advance the slides for me, I'm on my phone. All right, all right. So I had to listen to the replay from the last session, and we had our nurturer faction, and we featured Moon Goddess Ambrosia, the Fifth Force Oracle, who provided a her presentation on mission number 30, which was no more victims and systematic consciousness. And I listened to the replay. It was awesome, awesome. Just very proud and excited to see her doing her thing. So yeah, so I want to follow up from that. The follow up is us focusing on Black love so strong that our frequency no longer allows any of us to be victims of each other or any systematic oppression or debilitating consciousness. And so with this Unity Act, right, we were to write down 3 instances in our life where we felt like a victim. Right. And, even in saying this, you might just think of 3 things right off the top of your head, maybe 1 or 2, it gets less and less. Right. As you evolve, as you go into your self development, as you move and release combat, conflict, and deficit consciousness is the number 1 on this list that makes us feel like a victim. And guess what? It's the same consciousness if you are a villain. If you have been someone has accused you of being their victim, right? And let's say, there are people who take that role. They say, well, you know what? I'm going to get them before they get me. Still deficit consciousness, same thing, right? So, this is something that we said we were going to talk about in our Unity groups and see if if these things are still present. Even if, and what I said in our Unity group was, even if somebody accused you of something that you just simply didn't do, right? You just didn't do it. And they still, no matter what, they're saying you did. You knew better. You knew this. You know how that, right? You know how that is, right? Because we say it when we're talking about other people. They know that, this is that, right? And so someone has said that about you as well. And so I want to hear from anyone who wants to share your perspective, your reflection on this, and what you all did in your Unity groups to, talk about this or discuss this. And we have the link here in the chat. And let's see, let's see what you come up with. I can say that, again, I guess just what I've noticed is that it's less and less, because it's no longer about the victimhood or being a villain, right? It's just the consciousness that created it in the first place. The feeling of it. So why somebody would feel like a victim of me, or why I would feel like a victim of someone else. And all of it comes from the same source. The false self, the false, all of the illusions that we're at war. And that there is a possibility that some other person, place, or thing has authority, seniority, and priority over my existence or your existence or anybody's existence, even if even if it's the other way around, right? I was thinking about I don't know, it's a random thought. And talking about this, I'm waiting for people to come in the back. Do we have anybody in here? Let's see. Um, let's say, so I was just thinking about this. Okay. Okay, 178. Okay, give me 1 second. I wanted to say this real quick. Um, you know how I'm just thinking about just the levity of the consciousness that we have been fed for, you know, long as we've been on this planet, right? I'm saying this in this last 2026 years, maybe longer. I think about, like, you watch a movie or something like that. Like, anybody watch what was it? What was the X-Men? Maybe it was Wolverine. Maybe it was the movie, the X-Men, that was just about Wolverine, right? And then they showed him when he was a little boy and he was sick. And then, right, there was this tragedy, and then he got mad, and then that's when the claws came out, right? How come every time when somebody comes into the full force of their abilities or their powers or things like that, it's violent? Something has to get destroyed. Like they scream and ah, and then and then knock down all the trees, and there's earthquakes, and it's even like Magneto too, right? Magneto, they did something to his mama, and then he broke, he bit the gate, and all of that. So I'm not saying that that's not power, but what if, just what if it's something else, right? Random thought for reflection. Okay, 178. I yield the mic.
Peace, to give thanks. Yeah, that subject touched a lot of I'm being heard, right? You hear me, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, great. Um that subject was a heavy one for me. I'm just so happy that it was Moon Goddess, who brought that amazing breakdown for it and shares. Cuz even though I have been a victim several times, honestly, and well, the victim according to what they define a victim is, whether it be a catastrophic event where I lost 19 years of life to a massive fire, and then victim of public assault, victim of personal assault, and so on and so forth. And you look at that word and I'm like, well, why I gotta be called that? Why does it have to be called that? Well, who came up with that word victim? And so I went a little deeper. Sacrificial, living creatures that are killed or that are offered as sacrifice to a deity or supernatural power. And I took that mess to the next level. I was like, I've been on Sacrifice Avenue for a long time, like I have been in sacrificial mode to experience these, what they call victim mentalities. And then to hear you come through today, High Priestess, it's like shifting that freaking perspective of, instead of walking in the woe is me or walking in the why did this happen to me, mentality, step that up to say, I've been in sacrificial mode mindset, to experience these type of events, not tragedies, okay, in life, but events to help me become who I am today. Without the experiences and breaking through them or pressing through them, and of course, not being put to death, but technically we are put to death, with the mindsets of being what they call victims. We use our opportunities in life to rise up above that mentality, like coming to mimic. We use the opportunities in life to learn to love ourselves all over again, but the right way, like we do or I've done in Mimic. We take upon ourselves to not allow those episodes or those moments in time to dictate what our future is going to be. And that's where I am and why I love Mimic so much, y'all. But High Priestess already know I love her, but she don't like it when I get mushy. But that's okay, because I'm gonna always be mushy. I'm gonna be mushy with everybody. But it's just the point of coming in now to this realization, as I do realize order, right? But coming in now to see the value in knowing, like the mission statement says, remembrance of cosmic knowledge, the wholeness of the control and the power that we have right within us all. And I'm just, oh my God, I got goosebumps. Whew. Thank y'all. Thank you for letting me share. This is just like, oh, I'm good. I'm so good. I'm so blissfully whole and good right now in this space. Thank y'all. Thank us.
I say. That's a great place to be. That's a wonderful feeling. I say. All right, all right, all right. Thank you for sharing that. Do we have anyone else in the back of the house? No one came through. All right. And I think, I saw in the replay, everybody was sharing in the chat. It was awesome. It was awesome. How Moon Goddess is able to extract that nurturing right there in the moment. Loved it. Loved it. It was a beautiful thing. All right. All right. So let me ask this question. Is everybody, are you guys still meeting in your unity groups? Are you guys still active? Just checking. Just to check in. Okay. All right. Well, good talk. Okay. Let us know in the chat. Oh, I always laugh when it's like crickets. Okay. Everybody's still meeting. Oh man. Okay. All right. There y'all go. There you go. There you go. Okay. Okay. Mama OJ, you meet. Okay. Thank you. We still meeting. Look at Moon Goddess. Yeah. We still meeting. Okay, just checking in because this is 52 acts of unity. And I know maybe we've become more familiar, just or whatever, but this is an awesome mission to all right. Been off for a few heptads. Okay. This is an awesome mission to have completed 52 acts of unity. Right? Do you know that? Hey, Arisha Stone. Yep. People, what we're doing here, this is something that we will be able to then go out into or different organizations, people, places, and things to share these 52 acts of unity. So, let's get back on it. Let's get back on it. Let's get motivated. Go back through the manual, take a look at it, get excited. Listen, we're going to have different people present. You're going to hear from more and more of our factions, right? We told them that you know, they're ramping up. So you're going to see more of the priesthood. How many people know who's all in the priesthood? Anybody? Y'all know everybody that's in the priesthood? How many people do we have in the priesthood? Y'all know? Right? Because some of you may not see or hear. Now that's not everybody's a speaker, not everybody's a presenter. We're not going to be forcing anybody who doesn't want to present to come up, but we do want you to know the priesthood, because our mission is to shift the global consciousness, right? So we're going to be doing a lot more outreach. We're going to be out at grassroots, right? So there are 9 of us. You know them all? Okay. I know you do. I know you do, Kill. Right? Yeah. Okay. You know what? I ain't gonna even talk to you, 43. She talking about she know them all. She one of them. Okay. All right. So yeah, we're going to be presenting them so you guys can see, and and we start to, it's going to open up and blossom some different areas, right? And then some of you you want to support, right? Depending on what city they're in, you might have somebody in the priesthood right there in your city or nearby, right? So, we thinking about, we planning this, we're looking out into the next solar cycle. You will be seeing a lot more of that. Okay. All right. So Ashe, Empress Harmony. All right, let's get into this. Okay. This is frequency wave number 31. And it says the melanin dominant population finds no pleasure or interest in any type of physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual abuse of our women, men, nor children. I'm going to say this again. The melanin dominant population finds no pleasure or interest in any type of physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual abuse of our women, men, nor children. The melanin dominant population finds no pleasure or interest in any type of physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual abuse of our women, men, nor children. Now, I'll tell you, probably, I want to talk about, we just talked about debilitating consciousness, right? And here with this one, we could go into many different directions here, but I want to talk about one of these areas in particular, because I'm going to say 50%, maybe 40 to 50% of the consultations I do or the questions that I get are about a spiritual abuse. Yep. Right. There being rituals done on or against people, roots, whatever, or people who have who are seen as spiritual conduits, or have mastered some level of spiritual abilities and things like that, and they are abusing those privileges and things like that, right? And so again, all of these, no matter where they come from, all of that is based on deficit, right? Those who, even when they have developed their abilities, that's why, remember I mentioned about, when people have these abilities, there's always some kind of war-like thing that happens, like, and then everything explodes, and that's the only way the ability works. How many times do we hear of, like, even when I think about people who I know have these abilities, right? And I mean, when I say I know they have them, I mean they're in control of them. Um, usually, um, some it's funny, the people I know who have who have the most control. I'm sitting here cracking up. They don't necessarily use them to benefit. They're used what, to get money, because that's what that's what allows us the comforts, right? Or to get people. I remember, this was many years ago. I remember being attached to, just knowing of a community. I've never participated, but just knowing of a community. And there was a brother that the women reported, because, or, and it wasn't just him, there were a few brothers who had the ability, and maybe we've seen some of these, um, where they could focus on a woman and have her have a orgasm, right? And some of them, um, abused that ability, right? It's different if you want them to do that, right? There's consent, but sometimes there wasn't consent. It was kind of like, somebody you just meet, and maybe you're talking. So it really, that's kind of a spiritual rape, right? That was going on. I know people who can get into people's dreams, right? On purpose, not random. You know how sometimes you were, oh, you know what? You was in my dream. Mm-mm. No, people who can direct it, right? And perform it there. Seen it. Let's, I want to make sure I balance this, not just talking about the men, right? There were women, same thing, right? They had the man hypnotized. He don't know why he giving her, signing his changing his life insurance policy, putting her name on. You know what I'm saying? Sending her half his check. And some of the times, when he was away from her, he didn't like her. But meanwhile, he's steady giving her money, being her escort, things like that. Right? These things do exist. And I want to just, and some of these things, I've said this before, right? In some past years, this has come close to our community too. We just kept it away. We knew how to deal with it, but we had to deal with some stuff behind the scenes. You'd be surprised. We had someone, this was, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, who yeah, who was in contact with a number of people in our community, women in particular. And yeah, getting money and all kinds of, it was interesting. So here's the thing. What, and I guess these two frequencies they kind of play off of each other, right? What is the main thing, anybody who has talked to me about any of these things, what do I tell people? What's the thing that I tell people the most about anything spiritual? Somebody's doing something, somebody's trying to get into you, somebody's trying to, take your money, take your children, take, whatever. What do I say? Anybody? I say it all the time. Mm-hmm. Um, so I give you a hint, right? Come on. Come on. That's baby guru right there. Come on. That's one of our priestess initiates, Kin 43. No authority. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they know, what they don't know. Right? When you do not operate in the same frequency, Now, I'm not saying don't use these things if you need to for whatever, right? You know what to do. Use discernment, right? Because there are some people, somehow these people got to get dealt with, right? And there are people who that's what they do, right? They deal with you, right? You can get dealt with. I get it, right? And you know who you are if you're one of these people. But I'm talking about those who come and they say, hey, somebody's doing this and somebody's doing that. What do I do, high priestess? Decide that don't nobody got no authority to do. You are not, you know how you sign, you opt out, right? You opt out. Do not sell my information, right? You opt out. I no longer participate with this. I'm no longer in a frequency where these things are, where I'm available and accessible for these things, right? I say it all the time. You can't make no decision about me and what I'm going to experience. When people say, oh, well, anybody can just run up on you and do this, or, when they're talking about the Karens and the Kens and all of this, no, they can't. You can't make a decision that I'm going to experience something because you want me to. I have to agree with it. And the agreement before we got to this point, right, was that all of that was available, right? Because we believed in the boogeyman. We believed in we've been fed this program. But now that we're opting out of the program, we have to opt out of certain frequencies too, unless we are the ones that can go in there, do what we need to do. We the Sekhmets, the Harukutis, the Oguns, the Oyas, you know what I'm saying? Like we with the Kalis, this is what we deal with. We understand that realm. I'm just using those names, they're others. We understand how that works. They say what's that? I've seen this a couple of times in the movie. They say it's always a price to pay, right? When you have to do that. But there are some people are designated for that because this stuff exists, right? But if you are operating those things, you want to make sure you're not operating those things out of your traumas, out of your karma, trauma, drama. It's just a matter of fact. Right? Some of you have heard me talk about not that I want to, but I have those abilities. I can get down on this. Let me go to sleep. There was a point in my life, I call myself a demon slayer. I get at them. I'm very comfortable there. But is anything that I do focused on a particular person or anything like that? No. Why? Because I don't need to. For what? What do I need control of another person for? To do anything. And for what? Right? To me, that's a deficit. You in deficit. You got to control people, places, and things. You're in deficit. Right? So I also, like to let people know with our priesthood, we don't dabble in those types of things. Now, do we have a faction for conjuring and interdimensional and frequency? We sure do. But the mission is to shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population, establish an everlasting legacy of divine frequency beings with immortal health and immortal wealth through the application and remembrance of cosmic knowledge. That's what the focus is. Not because we think somebody said something, did something, and then we gonna go and throw something at something. Please, Oh my God. That is the most irritating thing ever. And I've been in those circles. I've been in those organizations where that's what they do. Mm-mm. Nope. I'd rather free up a frequency so that it doesn't even exist. Right? If you come in with that, you hit this frequency, you forget why you even like, why am I here? Wait a minute, I came here to force my frequency on somebody, and then I don't want to do it no more. I forgot what I was uh right? And then every time you come, that's exactly what's going to happen. Right? So, what did I have to do? I didn't have to do nothing. But say it can't happen. That's authority. That's spiritual authority. No, it can't happen. We're not doing it. I don't have to go and slay a cattle and rub blood on me and roll around outside 5 times. You know what I'm saying? Nope. You just can't happen. Just make you forget why you came. And you go about your business. Nobody's harmed. You're not harmed. You know? Right? So that's my mode. When I'm in the sleep state though, I don't have no filter. I don't know if something else happens. There is no conscious filter. It doesn't. It's a whole different. Just the Ma'at that got the sickle, right? Ma'at, the symbol for Ma'at is the first part of it. If you know Menu Netzer, there's a sickle, right? So that's the one that be there. I don't know what to tell you. You know, this one harmonizes. That one, not so much. Right. So, but we can all make a decision about this particular frequency in the first place. Like it says, no pleasure. That's on purpose. See, some people get pleasure in doing this. Why? Because of their background, because of where they came from and what was done to them. And they haven't gotten rid of that part of them. They haven't rid themselves of that debilitating consciousness. Right? So they want to take pleasure, right? In physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual abuse of everybody. Right? But everybody can opt out. I'm not available. I do not participate. I hold my own authority, my own value, my own worthiness. And it is not available at that frequency. And so it is. Right? I've even told people when they call me and I tell them what to do. And there are some now let me be clear. In addition to, right, a ritual, have the mindset. I'm saying change your mind about what you can be available for, right? It's a practice. Does it go away immediately? No, it's a practice. So while you're doing your ritual, while you're holding your stone or your amulets or whatever was divined on for you to deal with it, right? You want to change. You want to also change your mind about what you are available for, right? I always say it's an in addition to. And some folks that I've talked to, and they say, somebody is trying to do this, for me or whatever. And I say, you know what? Once we get off this call, block me too. Say nobody. I don't care what they know. I don't care if it's Gandalf. You know what I'm saying? The gray one, the white one. What? Satan in them, right? I don't care. You can say, I don't care who it is. Another dimension, somebody from what are them people, what are them things called? Draconians and uh what's the other ones? The invisible ones. All of them. Don't care who they are. Right? Block every one of them and put me on the list too. That's how you know. I don't care. Cause I ain't trying to go at nobody. So, just so you know. I know a whole bunch of stuff. Put me on the list too. Can't do nothing. And I'm gonna be like, you right. Sure can't. Not and then put not interested. You see that? No interest, no pleasure. Right? I say that's it right there, OJ. Nobody. And no thing. No energy. While you solidify that, right? There may be some things that you have to do. You may need to talk to somebody. You may need to carry an amulet to remind you. But that right there is always going to be the thing that stands. Right? I was telling somebody about an experience I had where I could tell someone was trying to penetrate, into my frequency. And I could feel it, but I felt it just like when it's raining outside or there's a storm coming and you're in the house. But your house is totally secure, right? And it just, you know what I'm saying? It's just, oh shoot, is it raining outside? Okay, that's nice, right? That's it. That's as close as it gets. That's it. And so you can speak that this is your life. This is your experience on this planet, and the planet will support you. And I love this. The ancestors, right? Ancestors support you. Everything in and around you that is a part of your incarnation is more powerful than anything else and anyone else when it comes to what you do. And you need to know that about everyone else too. If you want to project something onto someone else, their own energy is more powerful for them. It's more powerful than yours. See, sometimes we say it in one direction, but we don't say it in the other. Understand that about yourself too. You have no power and no authority over no one else when it comes to their own purpose and what they're here to do and how they're here to do it, right? That's why we say we take no interest, pleasure in physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual abuse of our women, men, or children. No interest. Why would you be interested in that when there's so much more to explore? What happens? What else? What are we going to do now that we've been hammering in? That we are releasing ourselves from combat consciousness, deficit consciousness, right? Lack consciousness, conflict consciousness. We've been hammering in that we are not limited to our conditions, to our problems, our situations, our circumstances. We've been hammering that in, right? How much more do we have to explore in this world? Again, we don't even know what the most of the planet does, and everybody's trying to get off of it. We don't know what happens in that water. There's experience, there's knowledge to be had. There's implementation of being the divine being on earth without the pain and suffering first. Just think about that. Without problems first, without that being the first thing. Oh, what do I have to do today to get what I want? To live the way I want to live, to be in a relationship that I want to live, to have my body feel the way I want it to feel. Just imagine that's no longer at play. That's no longer the thing. So you mean tell me you got time to think about somebody else and what you know what I'm saying? Like what else can we do? Let me tell you an experience I had actually this dawning, and it was interesting, right? Um I can right I can see the air, right? And I know some of you know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Put it in the chat, right? Because everybody always think they the only one, right? Including me, right? I have in my past. I was thinking that, right? Until I start asking questions. And I say, hey, I can see the air. And they said, me too. You can see the air? And I was like, yeah, it's never clear except outside. And then if I look at the outside, if I'm outside, I look at it a certain kind of way, right? It changes. So I can see the air, right? I can sometimes, man, I ain't gonna say a lot. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's just I just don't pay attention to it, right? How many people can see the grid, right? Right? What about the grid? You know what I'm talking about, right? I just want to know, right? Come on. Some people I know y'all on here. Y'all be like, don't be high priestess. Just we on YouTube. Don't be saying that stuff. Ain't nobody gonna come pick us up, right? Okay. Sometimes, yes. Yeah. So, well, yes. Sometimes the okay, you say the crystal grid. Okay. I see. Yep. All right. So different kind of grids. Well, I usually I was talking about the matrix. The what do they call it? The uh what's the word I'm looking for? Um yeah, okay. Okay, the grid. Okay, and you see the particle. Yeah, the particles, the little things, but no, I'm talking about the construct. That's what it is. That's the word. The construct. You know what I'm talking about? You can see the construct. Well, and I usually see it in the dawning, when I get up. And if I'm laying on my back and I look up and I'm like, man, okay, here we go. Right? Yeah, well, you know what? I don't see the ones and zeros. I know people see it differently, right? I see lines, right? They look like bars. Well, this dawning, when I got up, I saw the f- I saw the flower of life. And I said, oh shit, we done changed something. And it was close. It wasn't far away. Like, cause I could see through it. Like if you see through, I'm just saying the way it worked for me is I could see the grid, the construct, and then of course, a focus past the construct. Then I'd see the geometry. But this time, the flower of life, it was like right there, and it was all around. It wasn't just hanging over my head. It was the whole, it looked like the construct changed into that. And so, what I thought about immediately is what we've been doing in the core. We've been saying this now for 19 plasmas, changing our ass above, our ass below to our ass above. And then I look up and the whole grid is the flower of life. The construct is that. And so I said, oh, okay, wait a minute. Right. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you. I thank y'all for making sure, for, you know, joining in and commenting on what you see, right? It is good because people need to know, right? We do need to share this. Listen, this is not a supernatural, it's natural. We're supposed to see it. We're supposed to, right? It's not a some supernatural thing. We're supposed to. Why? Because we are we are beyond. Here's the thing. Who's to say that the animals don't see it? Maybe we behind. You know what I'm saying? They say that's how they know how to, go here, go there. They know how, if a predator is coming and all of that stuff, they're using these frequencies. They can see them or they're tuned into them. Like, so some of us can see them. Some people can feel them. Some people just know the direction to go. Right? It's not, there's no premium on which, if you see them or you don't. Right? Because some people feel them. Some people just know that they're there. Right? Some people know how to move them and, and all of that stuff. Right? So it's no premium, but we're supposed to. I was just saying that to relate to, because I'm one of the, what do you call it, the clearer people, right? You see stuff, right? But some people feel them. Some people do all of them, or whatever. And so if we are tapped into these abilities, right, no matter what they are, we want to make sure that we're not tapping in them from a position of trauma. That's the point. Because when you do, this is then what makes you want to have interest or pleasure in physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual abuse of anybody. Because you're traumatized. You feel like you're less than. You feel indefinite. You feel like you have a deficit of some sort. So you want to project something over somebody else because you have paid attention to you having these this is one of the things that are as strong with you, and you've learned to master it, and then you want to project it on somebody else because you're in a deficit, right? So when we look here, right, at this act of unity, and I tell people, even empaths, you're an empath, right? I tell empaths all the time, what you feel the strongest is probably another empath. So y'all are all out there together. So sometimes people, I can't be in public places. Well, it's probably a lot of empaths in those public places, right? Especially if it's real strong. When you remove the trauma, then you can bring that in balance, right? Because because if you can feel it, you can also transmit it. It's not a one-way thing. And then you can determine, what are you going to transmit? Healing. You might want to transmit healing to all of the other empaths so that they don't have to feel like they always have to stay away from people, because you've strengthened your abilities, right? You removed whatever the trauma that says, "Oh, go hide." That's because, probably in your youth, those abilities were not smiled upon, or nobody knew what to do with them. I know I got my hand raised, right? Right. So one of the most important things that we need to do is look at the see, a lot of issues are not spiritual, they are mental. So people who have abilities and things like that, that's great. What's your mind? Where's your mind? It's mental. And some people are mentally disturbed, right? And so if you deal with your traumas, then you wouldn't even be interested in some of the things that you're interested in. You wouldn't be interested in trying to do something to somebody, make somebody do something. You just make decisions about your own existence. That keeps a lot of stuff off right there. If you just say, "Hey, listen, I'm going to live in joy and jubilance and whatever," right? That's all. That's what I'm gonna do, and nothing gets to disturb that. Guess what? Nothing disturbs it. Nothing and nobody with no power. No, it doesn't matter. You can have not nothing. You be like, shoot, no, nothing. Where I don't have my dreams. I'm not lucid in my dreams. I ain't no empath. I ain't no clairvoyant and nothing. I can't do no readings. I don't remote view. I don't do none of it. I don't do nothing. But I tell you what, none of them that do that are going to disturb me and my joy and my love. They ain't gonna disturb me. They're not gonna disturb my family. They're not gonna disturb nothing and nobody that I care about. I don't care what ability they got. So yeah, I'm not gonna even make it about abilities. What you say, I don't have none of that. I just exist. Good. Determine how you gonna exist. Yep. Right? Because sometimes when we get into abilities, everybody want to compare and contrast. Oh no, I'm the best, greatest of all of them. All of them. I do all of them the bestest. Right? Great. But what's your mentality? Right? It makes a difference when you have that. All of that is great. Well, what if you just a ball of it's just trauma? Right? Let's talk about these traumas real quick, man. Listen. Listen. Okay. It's about the mind, not the power, not the spiritual abilities. What is your mentality? A person who has a stable mind is a far greater sage than somebody who got a whole bunch of stuff they can do and they have no mental nor emotional control. You can be Bob in accounting, but got your mind right. Far greater, more wisdom, more everything than somebody whose mentality is effed up and they have natural abilities. Right? Let's talk about these traumas, right? So if you have the book, I'm looking at a book right now. On this one, we talk about these traumas that we got from Philippe Shock Matthews. We call him Rev Shock, right? And he has an ebook. I don't know if it's still available, but if you have the journal, there's a link there. Let me know if that link still works, right? And he talks about the 4 traumas: genetic trauma, Okay, that's the stuff that's just been passed down. What they say, hurt people hurt people. You know, there's a lot of in our communities, we already know, right? There's things that are unspoken, molestation, things like that passed down from generation to generation and not dealt with, right? Then we have decontextualized trauma. Don't even know when it happened. You just know you always just steal stuff. You just like stealing. Where'd that come from? Don't even remember the last, where you got it from, but you're that person. You just steal. You try to, and every time, or you the person who just want to get over every time. If there's a way for you to get in and get something for free, even if you have the ability, or you could actually put some effort into having the ability to do something, you just want to get in. You just do it anyway, right? Um, Secondary trauma. They call that one racial battle fatigue, right? Living in this world or whatever. Now, we used to like to wear that as a badge of honor as melanin dominant people. Now, how many times have we been on these sessions? Do we talk about melanin recessive people as a primary to anything that we doing? Mm-mm. Well, we don't need to, because it's the same rules apply, right? Ghosting trauma. You can call this one fear trauma, right? You just afraid it's gonna happen or it's about to happen because everything in your life has always happened that way. All of these traumas come out of that consciousness, combat, conflict, deficit. And if you're using your abilities from the position of these traumas, you haven't dealt with these, right? You're going to run into some consequences that come with these traumas, right? So, what we want to do as a act of unity, and I say this because I know we are talking to a lot of spiritual people who have these abilities, people who are experiencing shifts in consciousness. They're seeing things. They might be, all of a sudden you wake up and you see auras and oh shoot, I ain't never seen no auras before. You might see ancestors. You might, I always use see because that's what I see. Whatever, right? Some people feel, right? I like to express it from a different perspective, right? Or knowing that your discernment is off the charts and it's like 100%. You're like, dang, where did this come from? Right? Tell it like some people, again, there are people who bend spoons. They move things with their minds. Get rid of your trauma so that you can see the other side of that ability or more, the expansive side of those abilities. Operate fully from source with whatever it is. So we want to let's see, it says begin by conducting a study of the four traumas, right? Identified by Reb Philippe Jacques Matthews, and you can access the details of those traumas here. There is a link there. That's our affiliate link. It's been around for some years. I'm just not sure if it's still available. So, but check it out or just Google it, and you'll be able to get the information on the four traumas, right? And go through this with your unity partners, right? Think about that. It just popped in my head, right? Y'all know I'm always going off course. I'd be like, okay, I like what we got here. This is what I'd like to explore. Let's take 4. abilities. Like, let's do empath. That's one. That's like the top one. Everybody know about that. Let's take the clairvoyance. I hope you listening, Star, right? Right? Let's take empath, clairvoyance, um, telekinesic, and telepathy. We got 4 of them, right? What? And let's make a list of how those abilities, like how those abilities are used now. Or we don't even have to do that. Let's talk about how those abilities can be used to shift the consciousness, right? And create divine frequency beings with mortal health and immortal wealth, right? How can they be used to help instead of defend, protect, keep us safe, or show off, right? What good is, what you doing it for? Right? And a lot of times when we talk about what we're doing it for, it's because we want to be acknowledged for it. We want somebody to say, "Oh, you're the best one. You have more than." You see? And we really got to work with those within ourselves, right? I've done it. I'm not projecting out when I speak these things. I have these conversations with myself, right? Because if we all take that type of time and energy internally, then we're going to exist from just a point of pure essence, pure source that's in the slower form. And we're still gonna, do what we do. We're still gonna, have fun and joke and, all of the things that we do. But it's going to come from a different platform. It's not going to come from this construct that says we pain and suffering is first, right? So let's take that into consideration, and let's see what we can do, right? And definitely stay on and get the full frequency of that. And I'm going to go ahead and close it out here because I know we have in about an hour and a half. So we have enough time to go and get some dinner or something like that, or just chill out for a moment. And then we'll be back on for our core chant call. Definitely join us. We are closing out. We have 2 more plasmas tonight and tomorrow. And it definitely has been an awesome experience. And that's all I have. Love y'all. I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Hotel.
Give thanks. Give thanks. Ashe. Yeah. So we got some things to do this heptad. Definitely thank you, High Priestess, for putting it in and getting us ready. So I'm glad you guys were here this evening. I'm sure you guys enjoyed as much as I did. So with that, we're gonna close it on out. Stay tuned and put some music on and vibe out.
Yeah. This ain't just music. This ministry on the 808. They sold confusion for profit.
But before that, we do have some. I did want to remind you guys that we do have Priestess Moot, my aunt, Nefer Habibullah. She has been doing so many visuals for all of us, and she even is give an opportunity for you guys to reach out if you guys need any of your visuals for yourself as well. So her information is here up on the screen. It's Free Reality. You can send over for her Cash App, and she also has Zelle. And yeah, and she would love any feedback, and if you have any requests for services as well. But yeah, her email is freereality@yahoo.com. So if you have used her and had any of her visuals for yourself, and if you just need anything, please, or you've seen any of these slides that have been coming around and been showing up and you are interested and you love and enjoy it, please reach out and let her know how wonderful she has been doing. So that is the information. So yeah, we're going to close out now. And also give back to and the fulfillment of the mission of Mimic as well. So we have Venmo, paypal.me/Mayop Foundation, and also sponsor a youth too. So that information is here. These slides just going. All right. So yeah, so we're gonna close out.
We bringing clarity for souls. Welcome to the frequency shift. Welcome to Be For Life music. Yeah, they've been pushing pain for the paycheck. We bringing peace where the hate at. They profit off us, we bring love back. Whole world numb, we rewind it. This that sound that heals the streets. Purpose flowing through every beat. If you feel this vibe, then you're chosen. This ain't no label, this a moment. Be For Life music, where souls get saved through sound. They told the real don't sell. We still sold truth. Every scar got a song. Everyone got proof. They traded God for the algorithm. We traded fame for a mission. We ain't signing pain, we signing purpose. Every verse gotta scratch the surface. It's for the ones that lost their peace. Trying to find faith in a world that's preached to see. We the voice for the voices. Life for the hopeless. Grace for the guilty. And love for the broken. If you've been through hell but still believe, you already part of this legacy. We ain't chasing streams, we chasing seeds to grow a generation that's finally free. Pain for the basic change. We bringing peace where the head at. Look up. Whole world know we rewind it. This the sound that heals the street. Purpose flowing through every beat. And if you feel this vibe, then you're chosen. This ain't no label, this a moment. This for the kid that lost his father. For the queen that thought she never mattered. For the ones who pray but still feel shattered. God heard you through the static. Every tear became a lyric. Every pain birthed the spirit. We ain't just trying to trend, we trying to transform every year they hear it. They been pushing pain for the paycheck. We bringing peace where the hate at. They profit all us, we bring love back. Whole world know we rewind that. This that sound that heals the streets. Purpose flowing through every beat. If you feel this vibe, then you're chosen. This ain't no label, this movement. This is bigger than charts. This is restoration in melody form. Be For Life music. The sound of healing. The sound of home.